across my room as I wake from another dream of you. You be staring at me, giving me a kiss, say honey, honey. Play me a song, simple melody. You be something who say, oh, baby. Wait, you you came along when I was nobody, nobody. Then show me how to be somebody, somebody. Hey, Baba, hoy, she fell. Oh, I go die with you, get a bad boy. Be so bad, and say, oh, my love, my love, my love. You bring out the best in me. You bring out the best in me. You bring out the best in me. Oh, the best. Touch of your hand. Touch of your hand. You bring out the best in me. Gotta let me know you're my man. Oh, you're my man. You bring out the best in me. 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 Oh, just the touch of your hand, boy. You bring out the best in me. Gotta let them know you're my man, boy. You bring out the best in me. So every second, every minute, every hour, you say good things that only make me stronger. You give me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. Why me didn't get trained? Intentionality, I'm a different more. Baby, I'm not saying I get true. Push me grind, say, go, cry, go. You came along when I was nobody, baby. Then show me how to be somebody. Oh, now here, Baba, she fell. I go die with you, give a bad boy. She said, oh, yeah, and sister, oh, my love. Efia.
I'm very comfortable.
Efia. You know the name, right? Little things that you do. When you say, cook the food, let me wash the bowls. Come here, baby, let me touch your toes. Make me love you more. When you suggest, wash the clothes, let me clean the house. Makes me really wanna be your spy. It's the little things that you do that makes me love you more. Oh yeah now. Oh yeah now. Oh yeah. Makes me love you more. Yeah, man, it's why no le mami do. Ode, yeah, man, it's why no le mami pe. It's the little things that you do makes me love you more. Yeah, man, it's why no le mami do. Yeah, now. Oh yeah, now. Say, oh yeah, now. Oh yeah. When you forget yourself and you pick your nose, get drunk, fall asleep in your clothes, makes me love you more. When you do something really gross, like the way you fire when I'm really close. It's the little things that you do that makes me love you more. Yeah, man, it's why no le mami do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's why no le mami pe. It's the little things that you do makes me love you more. Yeah, man, it's why no le mami do. Love shouldn't be so complicated. Audrey, you're the best man I ever dated. It's the way you do the things you do that makes you you. I love you, love you more. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. So we don't need it. You got to my way, I don't come near door. Into some now I got to such a shame. Shamani Matia, Mary Shelby. So be don't need it. You got to my way, I don't come near door. Oh yeah, it is so yeah. Now I got to such a shame. Shamani, Mary Shelby. When you mean about our boy, you know, when I'm bad, Maduda Mana, Messiah, Medachi, Miriam, me and Allah, so what's up? Yes, to a day, Shana, you mamma, Mamma, can you not to my sin? Mamma, come for Yambo. It's a bit
we do.
I mean, you and me, what we pursue you. I'm afraid you go. Missy.
I said that. One thing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, my friend. Oh, Nami etenyo. In the breeze, you better in the face, you better come on. You better come on. What's so? What's so? In the breeze, you better in the face, you better come on.
And then you bring your beji henua. You better nkomo. Nkomo no mu ye hom ye ankasa. Se wakada won fa ye ankasa. And then come on them no boko. Yeah, mo bibi akwa baba High Life Radio. NkomohNkitnkiti na ye bezi enwibiri. Yeah. And I had the 13th day of November 2024. Agra, if you know, you. Hey, one of our kind of bower. One of our promising call for one, but bower. That's an actual baby. Okay, 6 weeks. Nah, Boko dear. You have a very special person tonight joining us. My big sister. My sister Penira.
Oh yeah, my corner.
Well. That's true. What's up, you? That's true.
You better come on. You better come on. What's up? What's so? In the breeze, you better in the face, you better come on. You better come on, yeah. What's up? They are so cool. And you never get. And you're so cool. Okay, I'm better than me, I'm on. Oh, come on, on you are here. On you are here. Oh, yeah, on the Nokunyo.
So at the beginning of the week, I chanced on a very, very interesting video. I had to share it on a platform. Interestingly, the video, of course, generated some buzz. Everybody was talking about it, so I was like, And then someone on the platform was like, "Oh, I can hook you up with the source of the video." I was like, "Oh, cool. And I'm just going to crave your indulgence. Now my video is just a few minutes, and then after that, is Nkomo.
my ex-husband. Most women can't say that. It's a hard thing for women to say. My ex-husband was a very sweet man. He took care of me like no other person would take care of me. He took care of me when I was seasoned. He took care of me when he took care of me when no one else was there. He was there. And so the love that I have for him, even now, I think would never be like, I don't know, never say never, but I don't know if I could love anybody the way I love him. So when we first got here, my whole focus was school. He told me not to work, not to do anything. This man worked 2-3 jobs just to make sure I was going to school. Listen, you give props where props deserves. He worked his butt off to make sure I went to school. I got all types of degrees then. It's all types of degrees. Just kept going to school and kept going to school.
Oh, your husband was cooking for you, right?
Oh, cooking all the time. You know, then now you know that man was for it's a fancy man. You know he was cooking all types of stuff for me. Cook, I did not cook. I still don't know how to cook. I don't care. After my divorce, I didn't know how to put gas in my car. I did not know how to put gas in my car. Every Sunday, he would wash my car. He would put gas in my car. And he would clean it and bring it. Ladies, I love all of that. I love all that over something that I could have probably, at that time I took it for granted. Like when he didn't wash my car, I'd be like, why didn't you wash my car? Like, why are you not washing my car today? Like, that's normal. That's what he did. He washed my car. Every Sunday, washed my car and put gas. I did not know how to put gas in my car.
You think the degrees got to your head?
Yes. Yes, I think it got to a point. I had the job, I had the corner office, right? I was working for the state of Ohio. You couldn't tell me nothing. Here I was meeting with the mayor and blah, blah, blah. And I was out there and, he'll say something. And I'll be like, what you talking about? You from Hunkersing, sit down somewhere. I'm the one that filed for you. That's another story, okay?
Yeah.
That's another story. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because women, I think a lot of people will talk about this filing situation when you file for somebody to get their green card or become, whatever it is. They don't owe you nothing. If that's your husband, that's your husband. Like you filed for your husband. Why do you think you have to get something from that? And not all of those relationships ends up bad. Not every relationship ends up bad because you file for the person. It's the way you carry yourself. You can have your green card, they can have their green card, you can get together and your relationship can still go sour. It's how much watering you want to put into that relationship, right? Like, so I vowed for him and I need to throw that in his face like it was water. He'll start talking. I'm like, I'm about to call immigration on you. Call immigration on you. Immigration. Meanwhile, I'm scared. Meanwhile, I didn't mean it. I took him for granted. Right? Like, men needs to feel validated. Just like women want to feel validated, men want to feel validated. They want to feel important. And I think I took him for granted. I took the fact that he's always going to be there. He has nowhere to go. He loves me, and I took it for granted. I lost a sense of respect for him, the respect that you give a man to be able to help him to become the leader. I didn't do that. I took so many things for granted.
Okay.
I don't think I can ever love anybody like I loved.
This is the video that prompted me to talk about this topic today. In the meantime, let me just give this video a round of applause. Yeah. So, again, I found this video very, very interesting, and I wanted to speak to the source, not on my end, a little bit more details. It's but before then, let me give shout outs to those of you who have joined us, who have shared, and who have liked. Shua the Moon Goddess, I see you. Joe Bompo Music, I see you. Kukua, I see you. Ayin James, I see you. And Mohammed Abdullahi, I see you. Rock Petersburg, also Oshehen Figana, I see you. And Chrissy Marie, I see you. Please like, comment, love, do whatever. Any reaction to this video will be appreciated. And most especially share it, because some of the things that we talk about here are either Nyamawa Trump Nitrim. things that people have up in their head, but they can't say. But yeah, we are there. You're but I can hear free. Ako,
Yeah, Papa.
Aba.
Yeah.
Bibi accident. So far, how's your week been?
Oh, so far so good. Yeah,
Okay.
managed.
All right. So without much ado, and with a round of applause, I'm going to introduce my big sister. Ako,
Yes.
me here work
One of your business.
a friend, big sister Nadine Entry.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm Judamia.
Yeah. Oh,
Eh.
Charlie. I'm off way rough. What is this?
This will be a kitchen. The parties way uncover what better one to do no.
I
I
go
say.
above when you're the power.
As a cake party, I told you, Perez is also sending.
Okay. Um. So, big sister Nadine,
Mm.
you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
But your yankechi na bro for na yen fanfra.
Yeah, Mubeke be I will respond.
You be kebia
Ah,
okay.
but nipa no kasa video ni muni.
But you no any.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
Anya but me bo me duku abawai. And then yeah,
Nope.
make
Wanabra. Wana.
ya go tell
Wana.
them come on the bed.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Come on the bed, pa. And you know, those of you who don't know that I have a big sister in this country, this is my big sister. And
I've regretted. I am not cry like I don't even know what to say. Hey,
ah,
Mate.
what is there to regret?
It's okay, Mate. I'm big
Okay,
sick.
okay, and you know, me pacho this month, you're not sending me a year
What's that,
allowance.
you know? What's
Yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. As a big sister, there, you already know what to do. So, welcome officially to NkomohNkitnkiti.
Thank
On
you.
this show, like I told you before, we talk about everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. But we mostly dwell on like family, sex, lifestyle, relationship, all that stuff. So when I saw your video, I thought it would be a good a good way to experience you live.
Mm.
And if first of all, tell me a little bit about Miss Nadine Enchi. Hey, Mother, okay, big sister Nadine Enchi.
First of all, before I even get started, I want to give a big shout out to Dennis Bento, who I did the original interview with. And I think on screen and off screen, we have such a great connection. And that's why that video, I guess, went viral, whatever it did. Because he's such a passionate person just in general, and just about, my issues and things like that. So shout out Dennis Bento for that's the first thing.
Okay.
Second of all, as Mekacha, when we were talking, your story is your story. Unkwa now based me account story. Nobody can tell your story like you can tell your story. And oftentimes I feel like we are not honest with ourselves as human beings, as people. It doesn't matter what color, what race, we're all the same. We're always trying to cover something up to make it nicer than it is. I got married quite young. I got pregnant when I was 18.
I can be back
Oh,
up. So what can they?
Maka cry. And big deal. And you mean go on me ya collab you, Anna.
Ako, yeah, Daavi B so you are born in power, oba catch
Sister, when my love you that why. If you are Ghana for your can was say the TV and I say why sister can you Then crab on 7 day, Kaninya.
Ejakola, me New York abontin so
But I saw
nice girl. Obi kan ye body a body hairing. Name it.
it's
Idea be na.
over hard, you know.
Ah. No, nti me be go on collab on the same so na me konyin say. And me papa say ne when yakofa abade a kofra brand ne bra na or may on one day because like we cannot have this as you are aware culturally no
Listen,
like
Abrante nso yakora boni kaka on. Ana
from for so my that video no kra me kai ofri man kasim or a typical fantini boy fancy guy
chere na so yakora abofra boni kaka. Okay. Okay.
you know
Ah,
80
No problem. No
sister.
problem.
Sister,
yeah
but Fantini wants someone to back away.
on no one wants them number can and then
Oh, sister, so when you're Fantini, Bemanas one, sister, I get to ask me. But I'm assuming you made me move back. I was like, we both do quite.
na bakobo do
Papa,
fantini and eja 18 minyin say okofie fantini be mo ba santifo fie wa wonim ye be drele o kakra na papa ne se na me be ye no ba nyema ye nye ne ho ade ene mfa hinsi ha ne nsa na ode ba e menti ase enti me de magye nsa no manom enso so me ba ne de onye ne ho ade gi se wa
Ah,
wawie oh chale na just make sense sa kata ni young girl ma folly ama bra no wo
yeah,
si bi
yo
papa
hwe ye.
oh, we see me just say one ye I saying on tiasie. This is my worry. Ne yeah, we na was so an who be no koye, sankoye me one day all over. Teacher said we dated for a while, meaning saying yes. So we have been together for so long. Me no na ewo me ma me and saying na I have three girls, three beautiful girls. And me ne wo me and sending in between there say why when you said ya warrior city back and forth oh how mu say ni but one thing I can say ne say as I said in the video ne say he was always supportive he was or catch me say or no nyankopon ama na adwene te said the nyankopon de ma me no and whatever he has to do to make sure say me go school no he will do it. And yeah, like I said, you give credit where credit is due.
Yay, Nyamisha Fante for me, my bro, for your Mufrigana, you, Nyamisha Moate, Nyame, Woshira Mo. So that's what my mom fans, I mean, I'm in crop for my mom. Hey,
He was
We
very
we
supportive. He was very supportive. I mean, say, oh yeah, Juma 2, 3, whatever. Miko school, my yeah, Juma that. I went to school straight out. I went like, say, be a man for take break in it. I didn't do that. I just constantly went to school because on only go ne say, when him say mimi kwa, sebio wa ye. And in the process of say, make or not, he was supportive, he was working. Na me bi wo ha na nyinsɛm baako bi abɛfam ɛne ɔbɛyɛ ne den you got to do what you have to do me wurie na ma take a break akara na ma san to so he was very
then
supportive
call upon some to continuous
and they say
unabated. Okay, no
and
problem.
yeah normal behavior
No.
normal behavior which you want abɛyɛ ne den me go out me twice just I continue that and fifi ho baby na nkratasem you know how it is in America ain't me file and I on only filing and it took a little bit longer than usual I'll say and we have to go to court and all of those things they finally approved na me go pay me one some guys and they say Uncle Ghana no Uncle trying to for because I feel like he's been out of the country for so long. Obi kan brapani masema me kokan ye ni onko Ghana me nu me ho hey prior to say ebe ware no na minim so wo e babema e wo Ghana da I like I would say I kind of grew up with the kid because he started relationship. No, I knew about him. And you know, we became quite close.
Okay.
And your call Ghana no na me oha one day akola ne frame me. Ma, da baga no ababe ware foforo.
What?
I said, Kojo, what are you saying? Say, how can he come and marry somebody? This is not normal.
Well, sure, so Boko, you're
Now,
doing there.
and how many? Now, how many? Like after how long? Unya sa phone call.
He was in Ghana for a month. After 2 weeks, I got this phone call.
Oh. Now wait to Oko one parking in your mama no.
Yeah, and I'm packing many actually.
Hey,
Me
you
packing
need
here catching the crash say on for condom. No, making sure say girls because my
offer
face
quiet day.
you me
Condom no
catching
offer
say
quiet.
girls girls no more Ghana no. Or no catching say girls near from rookies. Until you drew her no matter what.
Oh, very big.
Ah,
No matter what, a bit
one
you achieve better
another
form.
who always goes to Ghana. Ah, now it makes sense.
Mhm.
Now we okay.
At the crowd, to be
2
honest.
days,
Yo,
be our for Ghana.
yo,
2
you
days,
study,
be our
oh,
brave
you
for
study,
Ghana.
pa, you study.
Okay.
Trying to catch him, not in Jindy, because I was like, no,
Wow.
normal. Until set a video, sending me pictures. Even
I'm
then,
afraid they should have again.
then I was still doubting. Till bedu back, no, utimi who say, Abranti yasesa, Ninantia,
Wait, you didn't call to ask him anything?
oh, there, Papa, just obey the day. Me friend na me busana, two things no beka, I there be.
Which one was going to be acceptable to you?
Bit. None of it. So why it is say wafa o ukunu phone na wo hwehwem opedien upie phone no na ko hu se oba to na da phone no so a wo ne kokko ana wan ko phone no sa na anyede.
I
So
can
for
say.
me
Ah, this time, Pacho, you. Pacho say.
Nyabute. I have to give an applause over here. Yes.
Now, one more applause. Now, and then I need to almost get my phone. So almost
Oko
more
hoko
applause.
ye den. Oko hopa ko ye den.
Sister, then remember, no, almost your phones. Sorry, oh dear, sister, to uncle one is in here. Hey,
to be honest with to be honest with me no ya adwen me ma no so omo hwe ayi phone no so omo so hwa ye den ah asem hu obehu asem o.
And
Ade
then
ni
they
se twa mi kwa so ade ye dia wo hu no sa na
sure.
chire o so am na
I
me
feel
say.
like I
So
started with
am
you.
come on so.
I didn't already. Oh yeah, yeah, to us.
I didn't say anything to him or buy or cover. So one day he was upstairs. Oh yeah, like I said, oh yeah, Fantini, but he was born and raised in Accra boy in tea. Or can't cry pa. Eja asantini ba miss maintain crying. Timothy so then the sister say Rose or ho. On you
The goose, so yeah.
no. I mean,
Kafra.
America,
so me, brat, oh boy, and then I so what's happening?
Yeah.
Tante Shimaibo.
Me kako with the brain. He said, bro, not dang, what's happening? Her name house. And you're my sister now. When the girl no na so my corner police. I'm so sister and the girl bang. What are you saying? Like me tiasem I see na come and tieni. My sister ne a girl no na on my corner say girl bang.
Girl,
Girl bang.
bang. At this juncture, why may ask? Girl, bang.
Nothing. Mini bray yakoto house. Yet team we're living the Obika in the American dream. 3 weeks later, no be few no be packing in your ma. Or her many man eja fante brofo. Nana, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm saying you can't do what? I can't do this. I'm saying you can't do what? I can't be married anymore. I mean, you can't be
Oh,
married anymore. Said I don't want but damn. No, I won't call out no one At this time, my youngest daughter was about 5.
Whoa.
She was about 5 when he left. Yeah.
And
He
how
was
old was the oldest?
my oldest was 18.
9.
18.
She was 18. So she was old enough to know like what was going on. No, she was about to be 18. Actually, she was she was 17, about to be 18 because she was still in high school. So I think in my head, to be honest, when they say, let me tell you the truth, I did not think he was really going to leave. Nam ji so sabbatical aba.
Okay.
And then so take a break. Who's a man make my brain? Who's a my brain? I said, more any man, I asked my brain. It's empty so break.
And why did you think he was going to come back?
I truly felt like he had nowhere to go. Like, where you about to go? We married.
Really?
We've been together for over 20 years. Like, what you about to do?
Oh, you guys were married for over 20 years? Whoa.
We had 3 kids. We had 3 daughters. Like, in my head, where are you going? Like, what are you like? I think I'll best start it all over.
Whoa.
So I really thought to say it had been about 2 months. Oh, I feel that Papa, I feel that when you about me damn into me no.
I feel 2 months. I said, no,
Reality.
Hey, missing the day near confusion, babe, cranny.
But wait, within the 2 months, were you guys communicating or zero?
My friend just was the number.
Whoa, that was a purposeful oriented action.
Say, if I believed in say, obi to me, yeah. Ghana, my friend say, forget, obi to me, yeah, obi be any whatever girl no confirm no yeah, be completely. Because he so who me cry na nebuaku.
It was a total 180 on you.
I've never met that guy. As a nipa na me who no, he wasn't the same person.
Wow.
It's not make a check. Oh, my sister B, let me just or sound kwabo, me so brave or take a break. Like, I mean, or be back. 2 months, 3 months. Honestly, SDA girl, me te ha me kwasa, me bompire, fede me dad, this no, me travel crash and mother.
And that's 7 year case.
Yeah.
It was a big case.
Because me to me now, I'm used to sleeping with somebody all the time, and it's been like so long, and now he's just gone like that.
Papa, am I allowed to? Because video no masheda, but me ba in na it was almost ending. That video me huda. And let me first of all say I really applaud you and admire you for being honest with everything you said in the video, where we all get comfortable with people that loves us and thinks they're never going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so we do certain things to them, either emotionally, physically, so many stuff. And coming from a female, honestly, because you're one of the few females that will admit, say, only bema papa tonight, but only nancy, and so they lost them.
Oh man, my own kind of story anyway, so that we'll probably be able to connect very well
with the video.
Honestly,
the video.
I'm in awe now, because what I thought the story was totally, what I had in my head is totally different from what she's telling me now.
Oh
So
yeah, that's the juice of it. And so I mean, he left, and it's been. I told you when he left, my youngest daughter was 5. She was about to be 6. My youngest daughter is now 18, about to be 19, and he's never returned.
whoa.
Gone. It was so funny. Just recently, quite recently, I think it was a couple of days ago, he called my daughter, my second daughter, who just recently also had a baby. So I'm also into Jamaican big sis. I know what I say.
No wonder. Now it all makes sense. But
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Nalin has declared herself my big sister, because
By force.
also I show me a small boy be crab and now be a small boy. And see, everybody leave it alone. Obia question. Yeah, we just leave it alone.
Yeah,
her youngest brother, and
yeah,
let's feel
yeah.
like that. They keep it
So
moving.
my middle daughter called me and she's like, "Oh, mommy, daddy just called me today." And I said, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he told me he had the nerve to tell me that he has what did he say? He said, "You have another sister." He said, "Yeah, my sister's in school." He's like, "No, you have a new sister, a baby sister." She was like, I hung up the phone on him. Like, you are 56 years old. How are you having a baby at your age? Like, how are you having a baby at your age? So I say that to say that I don't think that's where he wanted his life to go. Like, that's not the trajectory that he had planned for his life. Like, I don't think he thought to himself, yeah, I'm about to go have a baby at 56. Like, I don't think that was part of the plan. But I mean, he left. And when he left, the first year was the roughest year for me. Oh, man, it was rough. It was rough. The second year, I was like, nah, I can't do this. I called my uncle. I was like, "Uncle, young Corey Brown name Pacho. Like, I'm sorry. I put me on to say, hey, yeah, young Panicho." My uncle came, took me, we went, we found him. Oh, Brown is Debbie. When you're a nice girl, small girl, no pimple, no saggy waist, no nothing, no female cry. Oh yeah, Panacho. I begged him. I told him, say, no matter what the situation, because the entire year thing within that first year, no. Now I have to tell my kids that their dad is not going to be part of their lives. That's one of the hardest conversations you can ever, especially with girls, because girls are attached to their dads. Girls love their daddy. So to have that conversation with my girls was really difficult. So the first year was hard. The second year was hard. The third year, it was hard too, because even then, I didn't start healing till probably 5 years into the relationship after I realized this brother is not coming back.
So this whole time he wasn't talking to neither you nor the kids.
None of us. And that's part of the reason why I think I stayed, because this was not the first time he cheated. He had done it before, right? Like, but in my head, I knew the type of person that he was. So I knew Cecil Kwa, he would leave not just me, but the kids.
Oh,
and and I didn't want that to happen. So I just kind of, stayed around and maneuvered the situation. And I was like, I mean, what? At this point, we live on my income. And he no call. Like you see the thing. Like I'm the one that's the breadwinner in this household. I'm the one that's doing it. Me na me filing mano. Like where's he gonna go? Ain't he? Ochitia me female like me feel no na me smart pretend they say me too I'm having a whole relationship me wow me to me sorry me home to my no lip shine na me na Walmart and I do 11 say blue
No,
ben
I'm
that's
just say no, I'm just say only obi eshe baby.
fine
And so nothing for you.
nothing. Oh, because I wanted to pay him back and say she said just ridiculous things.
And
So
then
I
the
said,
we are beju any so.
hey, it may see, and I realized in that moment, respect is what men are looking for. What we see as romance and what women look for, men don't look for that. Men want respect. If you respect a man, he interprets that as love. I did not know that. I will be on Tremeda. Na menti ase. Oh, Messi or come back home. Na wa munim fantini be ma abefa santini abayo a mitia wan say a me moment.
Ganata.
Or come back home. Na maka be 25. I remember this conversation vividly. I would never forget it. One day we were having a fight, doing something it wasn't really a fight. We were arguing about something. And I looked at him and he said something. I was like, nigga, bye. Ready. Bruh, you boy fool. Find out friend and nigga no. Mr. Mano den Missy, you the nigga.
So wait, Natalie, this is on the side. Were you raised here in the US,
Yeah,
or
yes,
you were born and raised here in the
yes,
US? So how
yes.
did you learn to speak Cree like that?
Oh, I was in Ghana for many years.
Oh,
I was
okay.
in Ghana for many. I went to Ghana when I was a baby. I stayed with my grandmother till I was about 9.
Okay,
Yeah,
and you frequent, like, you go there often.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
I mean, it was Missy. I was like, why is he so mad? But you a nigga. Like this is what we call people. Like you a nigga. He's like, me nigga. Me
Mm,
friend nigga.
mm.
No friend nigga. No, Mr. Bryce, you. You are the only one here. I'm calling you a nigga. I'm talking to you. Nibu fuye. And as trivial as that story sounds now, he was hurt. He was but hurt about that. Like hurt. And I couldn't understand it till later. I was like, oh, that's what it was. Timing, place, all of those things. All of those things. And it makes a difference. I mean, I had to learn on my own that you can't take things. Missy or kasa or kabako, Missy me for immigration. I'm me ye do wako Ghana.
Mm.
Me kwana nim immigration number. Me, I know immigration number. Me can so me
You
wow.
have it on speed dial.
O ka baako a Missy Brat na se be na aka me dey tena se. I did not just say man fan say before cry he went to, before no beko Ghana no. The relationship was on the rocks. Let me just say that before he went to Ghana, the relationship wasn't the best. And he or call Ghana now, whomever he met, why wouldn't him Ghana? Who will be Frabrochaba? Or nine cry a big amount. Whatever they have to do. So you think about the comparison between the Okosina Hono versus what he had been living with or what he was used to living with.
Mm-hmm.
Simple things. Me kwa bonte kra me nkra no. Me fa me bag and me twa fa ne so.
Hey,
Sister is serious oh.
any who disrespect Abranti anyhow.
Check. Or he liked to cook. He really enjoyed cooking. Why yeah, in the wie na masat na sia relax. I did your love, kama no. Na masat the plate nesi hokra.
Once I'm befa.
Oh, say it is like
Mm.
it was one of those things. Na me makwa bonte, I can be with my friends, be out chilling, hanging around. No, ni baby cry me wo. Never. Never. When I had my oldest daughter, and also
It,
took vanity of cashes, I'm saying over to me bedin, me ba me say now no over to ni. I say now who him culture na. I straight called my mother. I was like, Mom, this dude, nyemi kuno. I said, this dude over here is telling me say a man na to bedin. Is that something?
me papa pacho me pacho me ni nsawana dwe eye nkomo na yedi eye suade enso ma nyina right
Mm-hmm.
na den na hu ne se wahu akoa bi wodi ne to ho wakoma mu ne wadwene mu se wo ye wukunu ana se na se wahia obi a oni hwe na wo fi se obanity because of that no na wadwon se wanya obi like because not that at that time, no, so okay, still my bag. Not then, and na ekoso wutirim.
I was about to ask the same question. So, was it because
Yeah,
you guys met whilst you were young? So
We met when we were young, and I really did not understand our real.
right.
In the current pan, they said I didn't say, and not because I answered to me Wagana Nintino. Like me, do you see? I said, yeah, piano washe bibimu. Like when we were dating, it was okay. But then my dad is like, you have to marry this guy because you're pregnant. And see, I said, man, said nya entity be se wo kwa warrior see ye say, who ye say no ho man ti me o maybe I say.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it. And I was young. I was 20.
mm,
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening. I
mm,
did not know what was happening. Ain't he the root of it, and they say, and also Nukre woman they say at that time, no, yes, you're Christians, sorry, but I wasn't a Christian. Not me, not the sorry, but not me Christian. Let me say that because one thing I'm sure you maybe or how want to mean yet. You just can't do it. Yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly, but I took it for granted. No, that's what it is. I took it for granted.
Let me say one quick question. All for me, Ghana for right?
Pachine.
The our no, only papa no worry, right?
Yes.
Na ya more futu kakra bi say oba de o kwa worry no. We ni na o say anya hwe no. Obeya ma ukun a wanya say futu ni ana say bibi krasi a na oba ma me ho ne bedi nkomo ana say na o ba o ma me ho. Or the fan say bia no papa kra de ni nkomo ana say nka ma de nka bibi ni a bia ba ma mo say o ma bia we ni we o bia ka ma mbeka say bia e da bi adwo a ku ya menya sa kwa be ma de ye say
None
hello
of the
papa ti we na me ye ma no.
none
Nana,
of the above.
have you met any of these Ganates?
None of the above.
Papa,
They say
wait.
the issue
Send
is
the Ganates.
Papa be bata na mi tie die na sem na so dey.
Ganates, they don't know the Amunina Ganates.
the issue
No,
they say
I would
aside
say no
from
background in the story.
say I said yen to me for engagement no near aware no cry ye no. Mimi nya kra nka na nkomo agya na me hin kra. I didn't even know why I was forced to do that thing.
So
That was number
you
Okay.
one.
see the difference.
Obi kra me
Okay.
fa, obi me for. Me
You
me
see the
muna na
difference.
na ho.
Yeah.
Ade na passing me muna because 3,000 na me papa ebeje no he like it pissed me off. Say I
E
didn't
be na afutuo no ekoso na just say dey ye di nsuo
She
egugu so
wasn't
no.
ready.
just say
Yeah.
Miss Bra Memuna Nemite. No, be here too. I wish I could show you my engagement pictures. Mano, my son, mano.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm neither
Efa
baby.
hade pia. Efa
Oh,
hade pia.
it's
So
the
Papa e wura mu mpo egugu so.
so I wasn't somebody minya tema na me beka chere mebusiafo say ebia say na also I came from a divorced family. My father and my mother were not together. Did you get it?
Akom ni nkyerɛ mu.
Yes. Auntie, no, me who how I didn't have an example of what a good marriage was supposed to look like.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
had no example, and it's not because of anything. Don't get me wrong. My father has his issues as well, and so I grew up not really knowing what a solid, strong marriage is supposed to look like. My auntie said, "Me who own the channel."
And then one of going in 20s for
24 yeah chile yeah what the same age group. I mean you have to say,
Friendly better friendly kwan.
yes say madam for be me now for na me ni grow up no so they heard my interview so say me make say you must learn how to be a submissive wife. They're like, what are you talking about? Submission, no, the submission part of marriage, no, yana ye interpreted and say, we are submissive at Jimmy, but that's not what it is. And that's not what the Bible says. This is what what is submission, nothing. Because in order for a woman to submit to a man, the woman must first trust that man and must believe the man is going to be able to take care of her.
Yep.
To lead.
To lead
Yep.
her. But
Yep.
yet submission, I say, normally I can't submission just say, ukobu obi kwasia. Semhunua kwa. Yet honene ya no cha. I'm not
I am not feminist, and then I'm a for feminism for no. And then Miss Oma Futo no, a yet to say, a nye Jimmy for, and Yaquatia Mabema, and Ocassi, I say, a trebe in your consister, Yanina.
sister,
Jimmy problems for no reason.
see our the feminist movement by say what he or your day.
But Jaya, hey, I am to uncommon as why. Yes, no.
I
The
think
part
you've
of
just
why.
I think
Mama,
you've just
quick example.
Me patrol the end to us.
Triplet,
Sister, we had one mini parolo. Ejano. What the problem there?
They
It was here. You're
say you can be a feminist and still be submissive to your husband.
That's true.
We don't
That's
understand what feminism means in a way into your
that's true.
your
That's
fantasy. So
that's true.
I say all of this to say I recognize my mistakes in my previous marriage and I've learned from it. And I don't plan on making mistakes like that anymore. So I try to tell others, and including my daughters, I have conversations with them all the time about what.
Oyema, sorry.
No
Name
problem.
is how. Enti ene what me aka kyerɛ wo mma sɛ nea yɛyɛ ma ebia ɔmo hu ɔmo papa no ɔmo life mu no ɛnyɛ ɔmo papa mfom so na emu wo na woyɛ ne kɛse a
Okay, my culture, but there's always two things that goes on. I have my faults. I have admitted it. I have conversations with my girls all the time. But their father is their father. He also has a responsibility to his kids.
ɔne bɛte aseɛ
At the end of the day, you can never trade your kids in even at all crano. You can still come and take care of your kids.
yeah
I'm
ɛhu
saying,
sɛ
I know
nipa bia ne sɛ deɛ ɔfa asɛm fa because ɛn sɛ ebia ɔtuma ma nkɔla ɛhu sɛ adeɛ a meyɛ mo papa no ayɛ ne yama ama ɛno nti ɔdɔ paa ɛwɔ fie ha no ɛna afiri ne mu na nka mo papa de nkɔnyɛ nipa bɔne.
I tell them that all the time. All
Okay.
the time. Have conversations all the time about it. Even crano, even you know when you sleep with me, do I snore? For example. Even like when I think about and Colano and the everybody is different. Penimuno or ye dean pa or no shed and penny one papa, but in 15 no dear. Akosia kebe o we are your bed or the bell wall city until no
I
not
do anything.
Akosia.
Oh, sister, yeah, would say. Oh, yeah, yes, sir. May I am uncle for I can't ask it.
by their names, you shall know them.
You
Okay.
Yes.
shall know them.
But maybe a very
Shall know them.
submissive. What do you
Oh,
mean?
nya wasɛm yɛ ka oh ɛwi abɔ oh
More
asɛm
than
ɛnya
come from
wotrɛ
home.
Akosia kebe so they try. Me kai se me ba penny free college. Meanwhile, Akoyeko College, he didn't participate in her life in any way, not financially, not emotionally, not anything. Ain't Ote say Akolane Wie College no, say yeah, ne nwanwa kakra, and he felt like he had to actually come and see it. So when he got there, na yabo Akolani din, yabo ni full name, no sorry, yeah, Kyla, Aban, Fantifu Aban,
Hey, what fun happened?
Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
summa cum laude.
Hey,
So,
and this woman come.
speech and language pathologist, but we just I feel they know between why you dean what on what say my own case. A surprising is send a to me a do level like baby yeah. And I thank God. I pray for him and I pray for us. And I pray say he will get to a point where he will be able to let go of that bitterness. Not for me, but for his
Mhm.
because it has nothing to do with me. Now, 10 years, they say, what can I do? I mean, he's been married twice. He's had, and I pray that he can let go of that bitterness. Because how no one can say. I do all the time. Mihuna, ya no ye memobo.
So
I
wait,
feel for
is he here in the
Oh
is
yeah.
is he around where you are?
Oh yeah. He lives about 20 minutes away from me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
This whole time, or he just
Whole
moved?
time. This whole time.
I think that something was broken inside of him. And now what you was saying?
Me too. I think so too.
What breaking
Absolutely
BB deep?
too.
Who's a member? A member
It's
are
not.
very. I feel that
I do,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
no.
man.
O
Yes,
tamu
yeah.
bibi feel mu prekope.
Yes, I think that member are
Mm.
very vulnerable and very sensitive. But yenim, me say I feel that Miss Sanya man, like they are wired a little different, and now me feel say a member don't care. Tana na me so major honestly. I've always my dream say, and especially almost I who guy, no, right? As a they're tough, they're like, oh, these people they don't have any emotions, they don't care. It's we on BBA and a big deal. But I think that with time, I think my baby say they are even deeper than yen.
Ako
And
Very.
onipa
things
bia o
really
baby
get
a
forgotten.
meko kwa ene ya. Onipa bia o baby a meko kwa ene ya. Enti no.
You are not getting the point. We don't know the gender called men. This is and you know a TikTok video BSC. We were going back and forth and banter like this. It is okay to learn because they are all kind of nana yeah, no, yentiti ye no. And memma are raised to bottle up things. It me ni won't try. Ye matten jina ha. To be honest with you, this is about what the boy intentional to learn. Some memma are also human beings. Be bring the say money feelings. Shenya moya mun
Mhm.
bibia ye to that extent, right? But
Absolutely.
I feel ye beti at ye say kasa bi wɔ hɔ koraa no matter what ɛni sɛ ɔka kyerɛ bɛrima ɛniyɛ
Tiao.
bi wɔ hɔ a no matter what ɛni sɛ wodidi bɛrima we are learning it over the years, right? Te sɛ sɛ deɛ me nua bɛyɛ kɛn menyɛ sure sɛ na ne 20s no onim me sɛ me tiɛ menyɛ sure sɛ na me 20s even 30s na nneɛma bi menim mete aseɛ saa even to me recent times kakra yi biribi ɛna asi na ama matena ase adwene sɛ
Why
woman yɛ careful
calibus?
wobɛtumi ahɛte bɛrima but on say usually so obo onkasa sɛ sɛ de awo kan a ɔsɔre enwa a ɔkɔɔ noa no ɔnhwɛ n'akyi no
Mhm.
biribi ayɛ ne ya biribi
Yeah.
nneɛma bi kɔɔ so a ahyɛ ne so akyɛ na ɔyɛ saa kɔte sɛ yɛ mmɛya we
Yeah.
take a lot but when we say we are done nothing takes us back no.
Yeah.
Saa pɛpɛɛpɛ na mmarima te sɛ they are no different from us. They have feelings just like us. They are more deeper. They have emotions. It's because they don't express it much. They don't talk about it. Any idea? And I think there's a lot to learn. And the young ones coming up,
Uh,
they need to learn even Bema love language. They trust Bema no or do. It's oh yeah, dear. So we are careful how you deal with such a man.
okay. Let me
I think
Stanley.
we have a
I
lot
mean,
to learn. Yes.
let me ask. Let me talk to my brothers here and pick something from them a little bit. Dr. Pope, then another. So, as a man, right? What could probably or possibly justify your anger to the point that you neglect your kids? Like a day partner or bit yet to the point to say you can't separate the kids from the woman. I just want to Nanadako. We'll bring him first. We are not.
Papa, sa question we ne answer no be individual. Obia ne answer de be ma wo. Onipa bia ne sɛdeɛ mmɔfra ba na brabo ma ɔteɛ. Obi wɔ hɔ a ɔpɛ nkwalaa paa ɛmfa ho ne sɛdeɛ asorɔkye ne bɛbu afa so ɔne nkwalaa ne deɛ till that kingdom come. Obi nso wɔ hɔ nom a bibi betimi asi a sɛdeɛ maame deɛ yi ofiri mu a ɛno ara no ɔmfa obi a ho obedidi ada a wonwe kra se odi nkwala bi aba wiase obi ho no ma ohunu se me ne me yire na agya na mo me ne me mma de ye nyaaye ti obi a ne se be hunu obi ho no ma ofiri ma emfa mo de se mo agya be tomo hye mo kra emfa mo ho and you know se me na ubisa me na se me na me ma mo ya said the men name Matthew, they be make a chem now for question ye say oba washia no fashe utri mu say e betima ba said that could be mubejaye dem muso wa won kwala dia enti ya na me hu nkofo bi a omo titi kromu a bi omo awo na omo ma omo mfi omo be ma no so ti ba bi oya adwuma pa o make good money and so on fi kwala ana me ya san say me nim se me metima yes and I mean, you say bibi betimi apia me ma se be jai me mapa I don't know me nisa akoma no nti obi nhwe ne ma ya na ya me ya say wo ne wo yire ana mo jai oba na ba bai e ma foforo hokofa foforo but o mane de udidi uda osun da o me da o magu baby da bi ma me no wanya ne ho san kra o mane de that bond no eni kwase bibia timitim nti we de answer we no obia ne said ye obesi afafa no
And that's why I wanted to know what point of view.
ti
So
me
that
de
for all men. So what
go
your
enti
point of view?
me de me pa de enima de a ebetimi atwe me ma afiri me ho se me nim se we ye me ba gabi
Okay, Dr. Pope.
Yeah, Papa, the question now be say, I think me answer me part. Me before say akwara bia me ne oba ebewo abofra bia no. E wo say me hu baby abofra ne free ba. Nti say nsem si me ne oba ne ntema. To me na me order abofra no man buy. Let's be real. Be man na e
Oh, done online.
Yeah.
And
Burger King
Yeah, and I Chick-fil-A, my favorite.
okay.
But at the end of the day, no, the me picture in and say, Uhemua, nature makes it simple. Oba with all due respect, and Oba ebua facilitate nipa maniba asasi so. Bema and okay. If you understand that principle, na very simple. To me, who be more na sɛ awareɛ na sɛ ɔbaa no nwo yɛ ɔmo de blame ma mmaa no bebree na ɛyɛ a na ɛyɛ mesere because ɔbaa no is ready when the man can reproduce. If you ask me this question na sɛnea Nana Daako kaeɛ no mehu ne sɛ akwadaa bi a ɔbɛba wiase afiri me mu biara no ɛyɛ mema so die maame no ɛnyɛ me na mewoo no okay nti maame no can behave any way they like but I will be accountable for nkwara na me do aba asase so no. And nature makes it very simple. And nsɛm your sister ne nsɛm a ɔka no ebi esi nneɛma busua me uncle side. Okay. Now, papa ɔma me bɛyɛ 2-3 minutes. About 45 years back, me uncle ɔba kurom ha. Ɔba no na nkwara mmienu nketewa na ɔne wɔn baeɛ. And ɔkɔfa ne wife bɛka. And for some reason, BBC wɔ awareɛ no mu. Ɛma maame no sɛ neɛ will move on. But before that, no, deɛ ɛsiiɛ no nti no, maame no decided to pin the man against the kids. Nti no, papa no ka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ fa mama yɛmfa nkwaraa no nkɔ school a. No, gya wɔn na wɔn nkɔbɔ wɔn adwuma. Wɔn nkɔyɛ wɔn McDonald's, wɔn nkɔyɛ wei, wɔn nkɔyɛ wei. O papa, ɔyɛ nipa papa bi a ɔka nsɛm sɛ to the extent sɛ nsɛm no bi kɔpie court. Ɛma ɔkɔfa a broni baa lawyer Momo stripping my ankle off. I'm telling you, they took everything. Don't forget at that time, na my uncle no mom na a year juma. Edisika befi. Omoji ya eji dan kura to the extent say ma menom pese obehu papa nanim nti omutu no free efi ya na one nkwara no timu no. And a man no movie. Ene yenka yedidi wie yenka nsem wie. Maame no hia me wo asori a o pacho. Because nkwara na bra ba e basa bebre. Want to me antituum. And one part I am a young say, and I'm say sad distance no bermuntino. Ama me uncle and conqueror the way he wanted.
How did that stop him from getting close to the kids? Because is it that difficult to separate Nkorano from your feelings with their mother? Is it that hard as a man?
So it go to extent say me uncle no pushy say Mankorano ko school. Or no woman no pushy say Nkorano enya adwuma. Like the woman. It brings argument nantokwaba. Then late woman no mom no or at that time lady no mom no a report teacher lawyer no say molesting kwara. And you know it go to a point that I was say a jano it too not in the same vicinity.
In your case, he made an effort to be what he's supposed to be. He was just not given the chance.
Right, because also a bro and a lawyer for also he has to even move to different states way back there. On for any because man distance and he said ben kwarano ben mameno. And at the end of the day, at you can't say if you crow mutimuno, no so to flu. And then
so you are taking the opposite tangent of what I'm trying to get out, because I'm looking at Bema, are you capable? Are you able and capable? And why Nigerians say because of the stained relationship
may come back to say I dear mission free me uncle situation. In all those situations, Kwarano so mama kakrano. He decided say, okay, and some no I be a DBS at 10 years, 12 years. Then we started reaching out to them. Now, penny no woman no one way or the other. Omunkai, me uncle no cranny birthday. Omunkai. It no one time be social media, yeah, and I who yena no back connect yena. Only penny in the casa and church on this side of the story. Because in some see and not baby no mususa. And from there, no, a woman na penny na friend kakra. It will who say penny no a camban home kitten. And I was say, oh, Unyama and when more in Jiska way, some here we are far more, not the far penny no to channel to support Kakraka in a way he can.
Again, I think you are from the opposite side of my question. Right. You are talking about someone who, regardless of whatever was going on in his own way, was making an effort to reach out to the kids. That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking at to say a sister narration where it was a total shutdown, no effort to get it. I mean that answer several times.
Baba meti yakabibika. Okay, mama can say. I say, you remember the me and I say, mood debating from a dear potty up a papa soteno. Mon call. A dear ben the bema a free fee. Ah, on trenichi.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, it's a business or bar mu bema. No, or your bema say, I can't tidy. They will feel which mesraka. Yen we are bad video or yet to up one thing. And in Komokakra, where do I? And not that ye no and I say baby na onim Diana Eyenti. Oye bema ne sa tanta de sa kwa. Obruzi bema no ego. Oma bema no yense onye nipa. Eno ebetimi aba bema frifi a wo mapiem. Se wo ba ano be kontem ebufuo mu ana in any day. Madwini nie ene yatete ne mpani nsem. Se wo be ka kire bema se mofra kora anye wo ma. Saa de ne so ebetimi aba bema wonhwe na chi biom. Right? Wunya bema ye ka bema uka ho. Sansem wunya in front of a child mofra anasa oba ne bema ntem. Eti me no me ma key points. Me free say enioma bi say bema bema sorry afiri fie na onhwe na chi biom. Say onu ni asem biaka. Right? Eno na papa bi say e de bema bema afiri fie a onhwe na chi.
No, also,
O ti we say den pa na ne ebetimi asia. Ubetimi aka say, oh, media the way I see father me menti never. But a dear ne ufri say a year with deal breaker.
Ako answer me yeah no.
Sorry, Abeeku.
Maybe Ako seba awari mo. Say uwa unim. Nkwaran side no specifically me there's no deal breaker because say me na ma won kwaran na I am a responsibility say me making sure say me kwaran. Moving out of the house as in say no looking back to the marriage part no any the okay can are factors and no bet me ama me and mema bebre move out but banu kwara no specifically say ne papa bisa na minim pefe say me ne oba we na die wo fa yinsen no what did my tema na creative way akwara ne de e wo say me bonu homodin.
Okay, let me be specific. Let me ask specific questions. And this has nothing to do with Nadaline's story, right? As a man, so when you cheating on you, na say our any jaya, would that affect the kids? Would that affect your relationship with the kids?
No, it shouldn't. I'll just take my kids and then move on.
I mean, you have fun yourself for some reason. The court won't allow you to take the kids. They will be with the woman. You still have access, 100% access. Would the cheating of their mother stop you from being there for them?
No, I say young Koran
Papa.
Okay. I'm asking because I mean whether
because people are hurt. When people don't move on from pain, they can stay away from because they don't want to deal with that environment that gives them pain. Some people do that.
Okay. So if just like one of the examples that you gave, as a man, Nana and Pope, if your wife tells you say also yeah come with stuff like no on fire don't count, but maybe BBC and I person will tell mema sem and then let it out so you know yeah come mema also what kind
and that word has about 5-10 different meanings.
Right.
Papa,
whichever meaning you attach to it. Stuff like that build up and you're trying to say would statement like that prevent you from having a relationship with your kids because of what their mother said?
Papa, I mean, when it comes to kids, no. Mama, no, I'm done. But kids, reason being that my conscience will not let me sleep knowing, say, my abandon will be, which I made a conscious decision to bring the person. I have all other options to either use condom, do abortion, do whatever, not to let Aquarano to come. But when you're baby drew no, my men or did my terminia bemum Aquarano says is fine. Maybe befu. But my conscience, for whatever reason, maybe your movie send it's guilty. Madame men not think and say, it's in my giant no see baby. Or no mom and you're responsible for name I miss him who now wedding. And I say That part no will make me not sleep. It is a mini access to them, crown as a more access. Environment no be toxic, but my focus is akorano. Reason being that, well, papa, where asem see our 1 year abufuo 2 years abufuo 3 years na diminish it, 4 years na diminish it. Then logic is setting in. Then you are trying to, it will get to a point. Mama no dey wadi ni same hunu. In this case, I'm not referring to any nearby way, no, so, but with the example now, okay. Wadi ni same hunu manako, but me jina so me heti akorana. Now I have to now feel the pain of akorana because unimwe. And then na o encouraging, but abufuo ba yetumi ye niema bebre metiase. But when it comes to kids, I don't know. It will not let me sleep that night or
Okay.
throughout the night.
Nana cool. The same question to
Papa.
and Mema. Nana cool. Don't say Mema
Okay.
mu here. I want to have your comment and your reactions to this question. As Bema, what could possibly make you stay far away from your kids because you have issues with your wife? And certain statement, like certain specific statement to say, yeah, come Bema also offer on Bema. Pope says a question.
Papa, order me baba. My baba.
Very loaded. If as a man you interpret that to mean said there's a possibility that one of the kids or some of the kids are not your children, can that also push you away from them?
Yeah. Papa.
Ako made that statement. I believe there are statements like that fly around in relationships. So, as a man, how would you interpret something like that? And what is the potential? I say with me, I bring a big wedge between you and your kids.
All right, my baba.
Okay.
Nana dako. That's why she Deborah nam tema.
Darling, before another be back no to our common sumami. So I think say we were at the point where years after Ofre and Kwarane Baku, which means that the whole time he still had access to them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I used to call him and I'll remind him hey, way birthday. You know, watch now. Don't forget
But at
to
least one block you there.
or blocking me sometime. Or blocking me sometime for a long time. No, are blocking me. I think since they say crowd blocking you, maybe I'm in a meaning because I don't have a reason to call him right now. So they said, yeah, and I don't have a reason to call him. But because I used to witness the hurts that they were going through, not my friend it's not way birthday or it's not way back graduate you know, those type of things. And I said, this is what's going on. Me, that girl you know, it was so funny. Na on ba share ne grandbaby no. And he was avoiding coming to the house because he knew he was somehow going to see me. I had been doing some traveling gig be in Chicago and so some other place. So he thought I was still in Chicago. Inti nyame on pass and bonnie. Ada oye na dwen say obeba no, that's the same day I came back. And he came to see the baby. Em say Odru ha or pack in the car or you ready so call if you want to miss me pack in the car. So it was like any ohume cranka nessa assassino baby na then he can go under crank or beko under. Like he was like, I did not even plan to come and see you. And me trying to be respectful, as soon as I saw him, I greeted and I went on to, you know, my bedroom to give them some privacy so he can spend time, you know, feel comfortable and spend time with just like you are saying, and just like a sister Kokan, you know, we have to heal. Men, women, you have to heal because udi echira and somebody be or her ending a hurtful. Yes, it's true. But if you don't heal, oh hurt you one person now hurt you.
Mhm.
like men, oh yeah, now sometimes when we get to a point say you think it say I say I dear way dear. If you don't heal, even your own self, you can never love properly again. Because there's no outsider that can hurt you. Any poor be hurt you, any power ben.
Mhm.
Any poor ben won't kwan obetimi aya de amana tall so amana ye you know, one of my passions, as I told you, is mental health. Yet you're taking it for granted. You're taking it for granted. We don't want to heal ourselves. Missy, I became an alcoholic, okay? Because I was looking for something to numb what I needed to feel.
Mm.
So the only way I could do, and we don't talk about those things. Ofa dear, or bro, ofa ne dear, yeah, ofa is probably having some issues. Ofa girl be jai no, ofa koye, but just like our brothers were saying, there's no reason. Uye penny mu, a choice, a choice. Or no ni bana sebio, and yamena me wo no cry na or dine ba awari asino. Till this day, many akwala ne kasa. I still talk to him. Ama akra no akowari awo 2 hour de akwala ba akokra to me.
Oh wow.
Because what is the reason? Sa on the onyemehwe. And I said you're the neighbor warrior. So what am I supposed to do? We have to heal. You have to move on. Healing is never for the person that hurt you. Healing is always for you. And healing is always for you to be better. Healing is never for that other person. Trust me, you don't heal or you don't forgive for another person. You heal for yourself. You heal so you can feel better. My favorite thing to say is, what you want now, dreaming who now stressing no. Nani pane da nempa so no so ni obi ye romance. Now what you now
Obu atupon baby cry until we
what you
case
want
cry.
why and you may be or ho na hu de onya ho cry just say what are we to do? You can't do anything. You know, me ba ne ekonyin say and onu mom had the nerve ne buafu had then wakonyin say and I'm saying now where were you? She was looking for somebody to love her. Now person ye day. That's all no cry the American ni akwala 22. No father in the figure. Nanya mi ada Roma back open wow. I'm even thankful. I'm even thankful. So you have and then you have to take responsibility for the part you played. You know, Papa, what has helped me to move on is I took responsibility when I realized, okay, this is what happened.
Mm.
And nunti na mitumi ka ho asem no. I took responsibility. Hey, na video na ya ka no. Hey, mini aba ko we. Amafo de di matem. Share, nyem na me ato fa ga o. Share.
All this one I make I say, Sebe. Kurom ha ni baby a wafa Ghana ni be ma aye basa o. Minim that any pani e Ghana ni.
Sister, me krom Ghana for. Me see me comments na say. Wuti so no apampa so we treating the bad afa na waja wa wuti ho na wusu. On pel sister on pel wa ko wari fufuro jana no wari na wari.
Atem didi di obeji.
You know, and you have to be prepared when you share your story. Said not
Yeah,
everybody will agree with you.
We
yeah,
understand, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's not their fault. No opinion, but the story then not to her. By all means, somebody will have a different opinion that I have. But because I have healed, those things don't even affect me.
Yeah.
Because I
I
know
think
where I am in life.
I think
I
the healing need is very important too.
You have to,
I've learned that in a very
and men
good.
especially have to heal. You have to talk about it. You have to heal. You have to deal with it. You have to be able to understand, say, there's life after life. First life, oh yeah, and it doesn't mean say that's it. There's life after life. And as I'm sitting here, I may not have what I want, but I know exactly what I need. And I won't settle because I know what I need versus what I want, you know? So it makes a huge difference because I have learned so much. I have learned so much from it. So much. You grow and you learn, you grow, you learn, and you know, you get better at it. You try to figure out where to go and how to move and all that. And I just say, oh, Barbara, what to say? No, me say, me Barbara, I'm a catch us me grandmother.
Sister Penini,
Grandma, around my grandma, move Barbara, what to say me no, and Kalanko and the bepel. Sister, Akrabi or how I did 25, just a mesuba me bapa no about DM.
Sister,
Hello.
when your mommy dear woman, I mean, you motion.
No credit. I can't say I know a few people.
I'm glad you want to go your age. Oh, Casademba.
It's a munusa. But you
Let,
know,
And how do you?
let me welcome Missy, sister Bako so join here. Missy Mwakwaba. Asem no baby eduru kra we sisi me who whether you were listening from the beginning and I didn't even know how to rope you in. Have you been listening from the beginning and as I feel a room so I can maybe give you a gist of what we are talking about?
I feel a room. Sorry.
Okay.
Good
So
evening.
we are just talking, having general conversation about how we take certain things for granted when we are in a relationship. It doesn't only have to be marriage, just regular relationship crap we can take
Mhm.
certain things for granted. And fortunately, we have my big sister, Nadlin, on here sharing a story. On here sharing a story as to some of the things that she could have done. Hey, baby girl. Some of the things that she could have done better. Some of the things she didn't understand. She thought, and for those who have just joined us, let me just play this video that prompted this whole conversation. It's only a few minutes now, so that you probably have an idea. B, Nadeline, I want you to react to this from me Brabi. Or say or no, from the way you are talking, he feels like you haven't healed yet. But you are oh
healing is a journey. Healing doesn't come in a day. And you will always heal, you get better, you fail, you get back up. But I've healed in the way that I have forgiven myself and I have forgiven him, for what I did to him. And I have moved on in that aspect. But it's always a journey, before for beba. Ebia no be abe pel kakra ho na say o san for lubiem na wakai bibi na account ho. I shake you hon kakra no asa sorry now akono. Nti healing there is a journey. And it's a journey that you stay on for a long time. It said you have obi ayo boni na odi ache no. But so uhu na sa kai sa de na nipa ne ye wona na bibi, asa trigger. It's like a trigger. That's how healing is. Nti every time there's a saying that says every time you remember, forgive again. It's the same thing with healing. Every time you remember, heal again. Because if I don't heal again, I cannot move forward. Ebi ananyankopon prepare nice fantini sister ko nice fantini guy be ma say or the neighbor me.
Ako so the fans who's on Yimbia fine. Okay, let's watch this video.
For my ex-husband. Most women can't say that. It's a hard thing for women to say. My ex-husband was a very sweet man. He took care of me like no other person would take care of me. He took care of me when I was seasoned. He took care of me when he took care of me when no one else was there. He was there. And so the love that I have for him, even now, I think would never be like, I don't know Never know, never say never, but I don't know if I could love anybody the way I love him. So when we first got here, my whole focus was school. He told me not to work, not to do anything. This man worked 2-3 jobs just to make sure I was going to school. Listen, you give props where props deserves. He worked his butt off to make sure I went to school. I got all types of degrees then. It's all types of degrees. Just kept going to school and kept going to school.
Oh, your husband was cooking for you, right?
Oh, look at all types. You know, then now you know that man was short. It's a fancy man. You know he was cooking all types of stuff for me. Cook, I did not cook. I still don't know how to cook. I don't care. After my divorce, I didn't know how to put gas in my car. I did not know how to put gas in my car. Every Sunday, he would wash my car. He would put gas in my car. And he would clean it and bring it. Ladies, I love all of that. I love all that over something that I could have probably, you know, at that time I took it for granted. Like when he didn't wash my car, I'd be like, why didn't you wash my car? Like, why are you not washing my car today? Like, that's normal. That's what he did. He washed my car. Every Sunday, washed my car and put gas. I did not know how to put gas in my car.
Do you think the degrees got to your head?
Yes. Yes, I think it got to a point. I had the job, I had the corner office, right? I was working for the state of Ohio. You couldn't tell me nothing. Here I was meeting with the mayor and blah, blah, blah. And I was out there and, you know, he'll say something and I'll be like, what you talking about? You from Hunkersing, sit down somewhere. I'm the one that filed for you. That's another story, okay?
Yeah.
That's another story. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because women, I think a lot of people talk about this filing situation when you file or you file for somebody to get their green card or become, you know, whatever it is. They don't owe you nothing. If that's something, why do you think you have to get something from that? And not all of those relationships ends up bad. Not every relationship ends up bad because you file for the person. It's the way you carry yourself. You can have your green card, they can have their green card, you can get together and your relationship can still go sour. It's how much watering you want to put into that relationship, right? Like, so I filed for him. And I to throw that in his face like it was water. He'll start talking. I'm like, I'm about to call immigration on you for granted. Right? Like men needs to feel validated. Just like women want to feel validated, men want to feel validated. They want to feel important. And I think I took him for granted. I took the fact that he's always going to be there. He has nowhere to go. He loves me and I took it for granted. I lost a sense of respect for him, you know, the respect that you give a man to be able to help him to become the leader. I didn't do that. I took so many things for granted.
Nali,
I don't think
let me ask you just a quick question about this video, right? What would be your advice to men first and then to women just about this video?
Just
Reason
about
why I'm asking, yes, just about this video. Reason why I'm asking is, should we hold back a little bit as men?
no. That's not how we are intended to live. I don't think that that's how God created us to hold back anything. If you want to feel love, full love, real love, you can't hold back. You either give it all or you don't give it all. There's no in between. And so my advice to men will be first off, I think that men need to have a relationship. And I know you guys are going to laugh. And, you know, men need to have a relationship with God in a way that makes them want to treat their wives, their girlfriends, their women better. Because when you have a relationship with God, nothing want to tell you to treat your relationship or your spouse or your partner or whomever in a different way because you respect God too much to do that. You respect God too much to be able to let go of how you're treating your partner. That's the first thing that I would say for men. And then my second thing for men too is you fight. Men don't like to do the hard work. When things get bad, they're ready to run. You fight for love. The grass is not green on the other side. You have to water where you are. And in order for you to water where you are, you have to be able to be a man. Because when you are a man, you lead and you allow your wife to help you to get to where you need to go. You hear them out, you communicate. Ghana for men, mamon kasa. Ho no ya bre. Ho no ya bre. Muti ho na ho.
Sister Mpacho, someone who can mini ha, mundi class, I said mini ebine. Srempa.
Mati, ho no. If you are going through something,
Sepa
no
pesri.
and here wa no banning who and couple double nenye juma nya blood pressure. Who the ye day? Be honest.
And then
Give
now
all.
Pacho me send me cash up IDY area na ya ken WhatsApp. Yeah,
And, and you know, for the women, I will also say one of the things about the Proverbs 31 woman, that virtuous woman that is talked about in the Bible, is a woman who was patient, a woman who was prayerful woman. No te asemase. And my do baby, I am relaxing kakra. Yen to your boss, know your place. If you know your place, you will have no reason to compete with your spouse, your man. That's our problem. We're trying to compete. We can't. Know your place. If you know your place, there's no competition. When you tell, and especially young girls, I'm about motor pressure, my man, dang. And no young proposal, my one for flowers, young form, and photo, and your mama propose just a ring in a crowd one year. Oh, not enough of one class or so. Oh my goodness, I wish that was me. Because I said, Mark, I brought the bet now in chair one partners over them how the mouth could see why. Just because I just got it doesn't mean a fear should also have it. Everything is different. Take what you have. Because a member of your heart to me who said, even crowd more your wedding now. Wedding now suits me a better very ye piano, where you been to also ye be. I dear bet you be home, yeah, accounts and balances as you can balance it.
and balance it. The balancing is not balanced.
Sister Mpacho, be a man is also, be a man is also.
And talk about, so my advice will be to the lady, understand what respect is, stay prayerful, be patient, and live according to your means, live in what you can handle. And you'll be on a Brazilian fatano. Be confident, ladies. And men love a confident woman, regardless of the way you look, the size you look. Men love a confident woman.
We don't even like Wigipo.
Hey,
Still.
hey.
Papa won't say, she is not talking about love now. She is talking about understanding and maturity. And I'll go, same way, Bina. Mrana, Castle Clubhouse. I keep on telling these ladies, you need to understand that love is like food. Understanding plays major role, and then it helps you to mold the love you are looking for. Or can baby say, but utinam pano sokrana or the ring in the shower is the same thing. You see that mindset, understanding that social media nneɛma na ɔmo kɔ akɔyi obi tumi kɔgye credit card 50,000 de kɔyɛ wedding ɔmo wie a expecting sɛ obi bɛma ɔmo donation onim sɛ 80% na ɔmo te wɔn ba abɛdi jollof rice akɔ obi ani sika ɔmo de ma no eti no ɔmo wie a who is now going to work so hard to pay off credit card debt? She is now talking from experience and understanding. Say, yɛn nuabaa wɔ hɔ yi, ɛsi a waware biem anaasɛ ɔnyɛ obi na ɔne ne nama. Her expectation is, oh, me kunu kura wabrɛ. Ɛdeɛ na metumi ayɛ de aboa no. Ade wei kura he doesn't have to go this extent. Metumi asɔ ne mu kakra ɛwɔ ha. Those are the key things a yɛn nananom ne mpanyinfoɔ nom bi try to tell us, but yɛn a namafoɔ na ɔmo aba no, ɔmo fi so ɔmo mmom nim nyansa. They are the Gen Zs, Gen W, Gen Q, and all those things. So they are the people that they are, oh, I need someone to love me. Bisa who say who are one okra. Just ask yourself this question: say, do you even love yourself that much? Na kwabrane ba mum.
So are you saying chivalry is dead? There's no love anymore?
No, there is love, but You cannot jump from 1 to 100. You don't expect someone to love you if you don't have the basic principles of love, which is understanding. I was so tears, yes, sir. So, my sika, me no kasa say, instead of say, boka $80,000 for this so-called wedding, no. Yenye fie die kakra, na yɛmfa saa 80,000 nto hɔ because our no nyɛ wedding. Our no starts when we are home together. Obi wɔ hɔ no wobɛko sɛ madamfo bi yɛ wedding nti woanyɛ me wedding deɛ a ɛneɛ wagu m'anim ase. It is what she is talking about now is experience and understanding that most of our young ladies out there don't get it. But until say they go and hit and see the reality of life, someone say, okay, and you may roll it back. And me, I'm just very grateful for her being honest and sharing those stories. There are so many people probably having even worse case than because of public ridicule, numbness, and they can't come out to say, but she being bold and bringing it up is good. But yes, Ramu, I want someone to love me. I want someone to love me. Neither you that's what here, cross and no buofu. Obianka, Obianye over, no buofu. So look for someone who understands your situation and willing to work on that journey with you. Because sadly, now move here if you love, no. It be grave. Nti I'm more careful. Nti
Hey, they do by just a me don't know, me fan to trip, baby.
once 10 years ago, no,
Maybe I'm some queen.
And
They say
you
they
know,
call 11 years.
11 years.
truth of the matter, they say, Bra me to wait. Bemo benya ma ware pa, why you lucky rough.
It's your one year experience.
Why you lucky
Experience.
rough. Why and chivalry is not dead, but it's not everything. It's not all it's still there. There's a way to do it. The things that I look for now is not the things I looked for when I was 21, when I was 22. So I'm always telling young ladies and young men too, because a man might be very focused. Me young worry me train me young settle. Yeah, there's no settling. Won't settle that. Oh yeah, you man yes sika kra and that's all bank count one. Who to me who say I say walk or so I say so this goes for men too. Yeah, and I say if and your money things should align correctly before we get together. But the main thing, I am telling you the truth, the main thing is to as a man to keep God first. Because if you cannot keep God first, you can't love a woman the way they need to be loved. Problem by I'll be cheating.
Yeah, love no crowbar because more no, Mama Yati as a montemo, which is okay. I mean, Yati as and there are so many examples. Mama Yati as we don't have to explain.
It's you by the day in your love.
No, you deserve the love 100%. But kakrabi, and I was a man yet yes, send your kind. Yankupon bum no nyasa wisdom and it's understanding now. A boy out to me crack man, because sometimes Ayana a buffo be grown baby free. And I need that 5 years ago, okay, say, where they now call a girl in and now no. And I was also on Facebook where I a picture babe. Na about
Hey,
5 years asem na ba be dani another asem. Enti when you
that's a gay be I want to train plan my coach will say, draw. And say what the food, the pictures on it, the post home. Na Woody a comment ya kesi go ni emojis ya. Mama nka
no beka but say etwam a
na me nyere.
we
Huh?
move on. Ndi na okay.
E move the way more but say a trigger what ade a friend trigger na. What is that?
Um,
Of course, you nyina nipa. Trigger ni oma.
a
Enya
trigger I am
you we dada. Enya give we dada 3 years ago na we no. Madam us pass we no.
and
Huh?
now say you as a man you will need that wisdom to handle situations like that, right? I say also be man no dey abufu kosia na pa na akwa koda na nsem bebre. It is true.
Hey, bro, somebody can carry careful,
Because
bro.
hey, as a human being. Ah,
But uh, in fact, And then come on. I don't say
At
there's a
your
lot.
radio, Sana.
There's a lot going on. Yes. If you radio, not real quick.
Yo, Ediana, Minia no matter for more radio. So, Munia, Daavi Beyonce, Bacope, K. Osia, Williams, I bit of a Bacope, and then one more I had there. Yes, yeah, appreciate it, Yadofunum. Me and take each other for granted. Me sure say media be historic akra. Won bebre maybe a mo social media. But a food some kesi a say e de be ma ye ho. Na ese sabe abro ye de na de esem kratifo. I we share in Facebook and YouTube ni enton komone so. Mo a mo tie radio so de ha ene e de mo besi. That's ne e be sign e shape you. Yakram.
Okay. I usually don't do this, but I want to see if I can start doing this going forward. Next week, there's this topic that I always talk about, and sometimes I get a backlash. Me can't say, hey, Medibiaba. There's this video that I made videos. That's how I met my new big sister. I hope she will even have time to join us next week. Let's watch this video. We are Kamoshe. I just want you guys to watch. I said my kind several times. It will show you so, and I'm glad someone else is saying it. Munti, next week we'll talk about it in details.
A man does not have sex from the heart first, like the urge, the libido. When we're talking about the libido, it does not come from the heart first. It comes from the brain, then to the penis. Then, if you are lucky, to the heart. Men have sex for two reasons: for pressure and for pleasure. You know what happens when he's doing it for pressure? Do you know a woman is never given an orgasm by a man?
But Munti has say ye pa mami. Munti ha ye mami papa.
By a man. There's no man who gives you orgasm. What do you mean? Nope. What do you mean? You give it to yourself. You allow him to give you an orgasm. If you block him, you'll never have an orgasm.
Oh, yes.
Even if afanye acrobats, afanye nini,
I
you
can
will
really, no, that is true.
A woman allows, releases. We have the doorway to release an orgasm. Men only have, you give it to yourself. You given an orgasm by a man. There's no man who gives you orgasm.
What do you mean?
Nope.
What do you mean?
You give it to yourself. You allow him to give you an orgasm. If you block him, you'll never have an orgasm.
Oh, yes.
Even if afanye acrobats, afanye nini,
I
you
can
will
really, no, that is true.
A woman allows, releases. We have the doorway to release an orgasm. Men only have an orgasm when they do it for pleasure.
Okay.
Yes. And men fear women who they can have the pleasure sex with because they get a crazy orgasm that they think at some point they lose control and they're like, uyu mtu alinikalia. Uyu alinikalia chapati. The fact
uyu mtu alinikalia moti asi. Next week I will explain
80.
We are not talking about this topic, right?
No, Matthias, it's not that Muankasa no Asamna sister Neka say Muankasa no Muankasa Musuru cry, more fall in love cry. It comes with fear. Musuru. It's like if God is so strong, say to fall in love cry a problem, mom. Wow.
Prepare all your questions and your
I'll be writing things down. Let's check the baby.
Prepare all that for next week because same way Maka, and I'm glad a female finally agrees with me that you are responsible for your own orgasm. We are only facilitators. If
now they are catching them say we orgasm muna with my.
Oh, the same can't go for and the Bema there. No. We show him a come on money more baby. We do what we can do. When you're watching, say you orgasm ain't bad. Next week, our topic will be who is responsible for orgasm. your topic it's research number fambra. Missy, you haven't said anything tonight. At least you have an idea what we're talking about. I replayed the video for you to what we're talking about. Do you have any contribution to the topic before we bring the curtain to a close?
Oh, bebree na muna maka, but I'll just add on to the topic of tonight, and that saying say appreciating each ourselves. No, I think say yes, that's true. We need to appreciate ourselves, especially if you're in a relationship. Now, you need to appreciate your partner too, because I feel say you being in a relationship and that's a marriage, no. If you are not being appreciated, and I say you're not appreciating your partner in a relationship now, it doesn't even give you the vim to move on in the relationship, and I say to be open in the relationship. I hate to say Emma will kashe, but unim say relationship bimuna you feel appreciated, and I say who appreciate your partner. I think say Emma relationship near strong, and Emma will give it in more into the relationship, you know, into appreciating ourselves in a relationship, and they're a very, very important, thing to do in a relationship. I think say I can't be a
Okay.
key factor.
All right. So I think about 12:06, so we should let Miss Nadlin go get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. Miss Lad, before we let you go, your last words, and then also I know you have a podcast. If you can let me know what it's called so I can put it on the screen for people um, to follow you, on your podcast. Maybe when I get a chance on some interesting videos, I'll pull it and then probably pull it back here again. Your last words before we finally let you go.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said, and as we've all said and repeated over and over, you know, stay faithful, stay true to yourself, continue to heal. More importantly, focus on what you can give in a relationship and give all of it. Although the power,
Yakeka. Yakeka.
like when
Yakeka.
you go now, so don't it feels good to be, to be loved and to love somebody. And that's how I think saying Yankopon born is say let's be open to that and let's continue to want to learn and grow. My podcast is Causing Commotion with Nadlin. It's on YouTube. I talk about
Boy, causing
different things.
commotion.
Because commotion, me pick commotion pa. Me who say me sister. Akosia B or one also pick commotion. Ti vese me
I
nene
wish that is the definition of commotion. No, I can say
yeah,
commotion.
yeah. Edu
Yeah.
baby I saw was near because one was near me be and near me be to be can
Do
see.
you know what? I love controversial topics
Yes,
that Ghanaians don't want to talk about.
that's
Things
it.
that people don't want to talk about. Those are the things that
Yes,
it
absolutely.
excites me.
Absolutely.
Mama Niji, I've got to follow you. Who talk about
On
stuff.
YouTube, I have a couple of episodes on there just talking about life, different things, business,
Love that.
all of the things that happens in, I keep it real as you guys have seen now. I keep it real. I'm too old to think about what's going on. I'm too old to care about what somebody thinks about me. That's what it is. For real, for real. So, I mean, get on there if I'm able to join. Like, I always want to be supportive and I always want to advise and let people know that it's never too late. Like, and like I said, say, me bra penny edge numbers no. And to be interested, I'm on hala one hala papa. He will let you know how to contact me. Mon hala no. Okay, be another say you may obi from me crack go feeling me wa crash on
We,
me.
we, we, we. But I have a more for blow my phone. Okay, one text. I say me and me screening. Me screening here now. For more
Yes. I
information now.
Yes, I'm glad I was able to come and share with you guys. I appreciate the hangout moment. So
Wait there, Charlie. In fact, you deserve Nadine, thank you very much for taking time off. I know you're a very, very busy person. And I also want to thank PK for connecting us together. Mede video no to your platform be so PK was one of oh she's my big sister. So if you guys want to talk to you, I can connect you and I'll connect you. So PK, thanks for the connect. You are welcome to this NkomohNkitnkiti family. We do this every Wednesday from 10 to midnight. So any Wednesday, what time, just text me. I'll send you the link, and then you can join us. So once again, thank you very much, and then we'll talk tomorrow. All right.
no problem. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Thanks. Good night.
Good night.
Ha. Well, so it has been interesting. It, it's I mean, it's nice to hear from from people who have been through also when you are saying this before see engineer and crime to in crime when you are in the middle of the commotion it's really hard for you to take a second look around you and figure out a better way of getting out of the commotion but then you look back in retrospect and you be like, oh wow, this is what I should have done. This is what I probably did wrong. And hopefully that will project you into a better relationship the next time around. I feel like there was a lot that we could have asked, but yeah, now no so hopefully we will get here again one of these days. Now if there's anyone else listening to us who has any story that they want to share, the reason why it makes more sense to speak to a person directly is that who didn't concern us or kind of want baby, someone might throw a shot at the person. They might not be able to explain themselves, not necessarily defend themselves, but to explain themselves. So if you have any story, if you have any learning experience, our person life stories, there is no blueprint. And obiara story, obiara nipa mienu bi story enye pe no, but there's always a fine line where we can all learn from. And I believe say if you have a story, if you don't want to come on the show, you can just text me your story. We'll talk about it, and maybe you can just be in the comment section and feed us with information. Or if you are bold enough, just like Nadine, and you want to come on the show, you are always welcome to come. Yeah, why yeah, na yesua de. I believe say nipa obi esua bibi kakra ende when sua bibi kra at least one thing be the team and how to deal with people. Yenchi obia 30 seconds and after the Dr. Pope, I'm found starting.
Okay. Rebecca said, yeah, that you balance for sharing. And just maybe 30 seconds, no, yeah. Some of one or two comments be more. You be true. Please, our no and yes, scam. Okay.
If you watch it on the idea of Baby the iron,
Mm-hmm.
I will bunch
And
on the fit it, Wakasa to the myth,
yeah, and you'll be answer na obetumi and will be atena. And you have walk around sometimes into many a hunt and will be at it in them. Aqua open baby at and who are we interested? So, will be better now. Betumi apɛ kwan ahwɛ sɛnea mbɛtumi atu anammɔn. But papa, ade baako a very interesting ne sɛ, ɔn sɛ nsɛm no a wɔka no, Bibi bebree wɔ mu a wobɛsua afiri mu. But mehwɛ some of the comments on the video now boy, you know, I think some time ago, majority of the people no na yɛ atɛmdidie, and it's quite unfortunate. Obi on my information based on the one who say oh why I am from so yeah tie no instead of say be a betie na yɛtu yɛn ho fo no na yɛ atɛmdidie. Just about 80% of the people no, instead of even acknowledging and applauding her or seeing where she's coming from no, you move no need it in them. And yeah, I went to the actual post. Yes, let's say Bujanfo, Obi can't send beer. Yantu ya buna yentie because a beer baby free bano. A wana yensu yako. Na yɛho sɛnea ɛbɛsi atutu yɛn anam yɛn nyinaa yɛnyɛ perfect, yɛsuasua nkakra na yɛrekɔ no nso yɛbɛyɛ mistakes nti asɛm ba mma yɛnyɛ abotire because yɛmfa obi yi a ho ntu anam ho nti kakra mɛka no papa.
Okay. That's Missy, about Bibi Kebi and Ancha Mawana can.
Pacho mame wana mekeni.
Okay. Ako.
Yeah. Is it not okay? Thank you again, beautiful lady, for sharing your story and being as real as the word real. Much respect to you. Niameka she mi nuamma no. Edi kind say yes you from so be pre ni nuama be by the mema and self. That's the part of the societal norm of every time you play victims the idea. No? Okay. Situations where we know say we are at fault. Now you only have to get to your faults. Yeah, kind of say mema so umu nipa to say yeah. They have emotions, they have feelings, they are also wide different, and their way of love and showing love is different. Bema so ewuti a also odo ba na oni oba wo ha ebia wejeja ne ho ama wo ana hunu se wodo wa ama ne broto fa ye nua be ya asemizo so fa ye foto de nkoma family ni nyina se dakro e ba funu nipa no oba obema obeso weja e na mpe bebre nipa bebre dise ye train ye lusu ade a ansa e ka se ye hunu yanka esi bebre eno ni yare ye bi a mesire nyame se anka obeyi afiri nipa so mani meme nyina so unya ade pa ye ho adwuma na maintain na moment na lusu ya na feel ni ehodi ade na chi e nipa su ye ti ase kan ye ho but when you're intentional about certain things you can maintain good relationships, you can maintain good people, give all in your bani kind for free mu na dia wo bia fama e wo do kwan so se ko basi nipa na over the other side no e do hama no de unim se why wade nyina me say I don't do regrets when some chin ko pacho because me nye perfect but I give the best I have. So when it happens, you know see no be me do am, you know. Enti nyame nka ye nyina ye ho na ye ma adofo no aye no tete no. Ye ni jeja ye ho na ye fa omo and ye to omo right? We will not take them for granted. That's a name. MC orgasm. Se media. No, koda na drum ho na prepare. Nearby. What I say is an orgasm. Ejina wa ya ase. Na mmom eni bebe bi ansa no ene sebe ne kwatia no.
Oh, orgasm.
Na me atoma. Research. It was be and they young catch my some many me the hearing.
Aha, and BBC. The friend of Nkomo, and I dream a bit in Nkomo. You didn't come on.
Mama phone for you. Mami you wait, one for you. I'm afraid you go. Nkomo get the ball Missy. Oh yeah, me. Oh yeah, my corner. Oh, now me at the
Special dedication, and you me dedicate my producer back up a highlight free. Sister V. I drove I drove maybe over here and you me dedicate him. Upo, Betty.
Yes, strong.
Papa Chobi on him, Vivian Chester, you're born on him.
On the water,
Nana could be we don't need your vocal high end. I couldn't pedal Biaka Sampan. Nana
on your what
Ibanga post and you pay. Ibanga. Nana Eyiwa Ousu. Also, so idea of the new year was SLY. It's on to you. SLY. I say this song we drum on for Chrome Ho area. Did that because I could see any Missy pay? Sembin. Just say Mimi Fiwa Obia. You are at work. SLY. Yeah, we'll cost for team with you one. It's on to you. Would you fear now the bear of Fakoya, right? Yeah, there was a new cinema one tea and Kabio.
Papa no other screen is no better one. Impossible.
He cannot like the song. He cannot like Ghana song. I didn't say I'm putting it.
Papa, when he was at New York, your restaurant, anything.
I don't know service.
Mommy, the put the magic ground question. Now, me, mommy, pick your girl and say, hey, I didn't.
Yeah, that's it.
What's on the menu?
Oh, Munya Casanue, Munya Casana. Adea, Munya Catana, no baby, Kosovo. I'm trying to concentrate.
Hey, sorry.
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 Papa Manu, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Silent.
Bye.
Eh,